famous Badlands Loop contains the ancient Badlands as part of the Indian Reservation. Part of it is a national park and part of it extends onto the Pine Ridge Reservation, which you can see longhorn sheep and fossils as well as many other beautiful pieces of scenery. Here we have an overview map of the Pine Ridge Reservation. You can see at the top here I-90. As you pan out or in, you can see top left hand corner, Rapid City. The reservation, best way to get it is my recommended best drives in the world. Highway 44 takes you out of town, across the Cheyenne River. You come to an interesting place that basically marks the beginning of the res. You feel like you're travelling back in history as you go here. As I say, I go there for Native American reasons. You can go there for whatever reason you want. Scenic hasn't changed a lot, let's put it that way. It's one street, I won't say town, but a place with some still open stores. Then you could go either on a 44 and continue and do one of the Badlands loops, which is actually on a tourist trail, if you like, which is part of the national park, which you can see both here and here. So the Badlands National Park actually borders the res itself and is on the res in part. So you can see where that is. Some of the accompanying photographs are linked to there. Then you take the amazing Highway 27. There is a visitor centre if you want to drop in for the Badlands National Park, and it'll tell you what you need to know. Try that in the winter. That road can be extremely impassable. In the summer it's fine. A lovely B road, and then you can travel all the way down. Again, it's about 80 or 90 miles from the town of Rapid City. And as I say, I'd make a line for straight away to Wounded Knee here, which you may want to pray and offer some tobacco. On the way, there's one store, Sharps's Corner, great store if you want to get some petrol or gas, as I should say. Again, one of the nicer parts of the res is Kyle. I have some friends there. The Odd Duck Inn is there. My friend also lives in Porcupine. And you can continue down and down and down and down until, if we expand back out again, you can see the main town on the res, which is Pine Ridge, down here. And this road basically borders the exit point of the res itself into Nebraska. Wouldn't necessarily recommend going to these places as the res is a dry area. People tend to sell alcohol off res here. You can do a number of tours all over the res, and you can see some of the most unspoiled country in Turtle Island. So it's a large surface area, one of the largest reses in America, and a more detailed version of the map, where you can see where Highway 44 comes in here, goes past here, past Scenic, down Highway 27. Well, Highway 27 comes up a bit lower. So you can do this beautiful unspoiled area. One of the videos I did on Sheep Mountain isn't far from this area here. And the main tourist Badlands loop is up here. So you can quite happily spend a day doing that. See all sorts of nice scenery, almost like a moonscape. Some more interesting historical points. This is the entry point that Custer's path into the Black Hills took in 1874 when he illegally entered the area, basically in search of, unfortunately, of gold, which was the motivation for this misguided trip. But you can see this entry point. It's not marked, it was told to me by a friend, off I-90 as you leave the Black Hills from the north end on the way into Wyoming. And it's an interesting historical point, so it might be one to look out for. you will, if you're lucky, pass through a place called Sturgis and find Bear Butte. You can see why it's called Bear Butte, the sleeping bear. It's the most secret site in America, and I suggest you go there if you want to pray or find out more about the Native American way. There is a visitor centre, and it is before you get to Devil's Tower, and aim for Sturgis, north of the Black Hills. I mentioned Devil's Tower in my earlier video. It is a sacred site, though it's now a national park at the same time, so you can visit. There are many legends by the Cheyenne about the creation of this monument. I'll let you look them up for yourself. There are obviously physical, geographical reasons that you can have for this, or if you believe the native spiritual answer to it, which I find more for me, then you can have a look for that online. But this is Devil's Tower in Wyoming, which you can find again if you leave the hills from the north end on I-90. If you fancy travelling further after that, you can go north into Montana, follow the main highway, and eventually you'll get to the Battle of the Greasy Grass, or the Battle of Little Bighorn. This is actually the Greasy Grass River, which is a tributary of the Rosebud, I believe. And you pass through some beautiful unspoilt scenery, and the battlefield hasn't changed since its 1876 25th of June date. This is the somewhat controversial Crazy Horse Memorial. Again, if you want to visit, you can see it in the background. The head and the arm and the horse is being carved out of the mountain as we speak. This is circa 2000, so it's progressed since then. The head is fully finished. Once a year they have a Volksmarch where you can actually walk to the top and have a look. But again, it's up to you spiritually if you find this good to go and visit or not. Again, I'll leave that to you. But it's in the Black Hills near the town of Custer. So this concludes our second look at the Pahasapa Pine Ridge area. I hope it's been useful and gives you some tips. It's a beautiful place, as you can see. This photograph is in Custer State Park, where you can see obviously buffalo tend to mingle with the traffic, so you better be careful when you're driving along, but it's a unique experience. So see you next time. It's the bloke here, Tuksha.